sideshow and his actual boxing is just a f***ing joke.
Well done, Oscar. Well done. Checkered flag.
His first win is now shrouded in this up, thanks to McLaren.
Like, the team just, like, stuffed Ricciardo massively. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Like, unless they're trying to get rid of him, but then why not just get rid of him?
The Australian driver advances all the way to the checkered flag. Oscar Piastri wins for the first time in Formula One. It's a McLaren 1-2.
We saw overnight, Oscar Piastri got his first Formula One win. Amazing scenes, but also not amazing scenes because McLaren royally f***ed it. And Oscar's first win is now forever sort of under this cloud of, well, McLaren screwed it up. Lando had to step aside. Somehow Lando's come out looking like the villain, even though he did nothing wrong. McLaren just royally screwed this up by pitting the second driver first in what they said was to cover off Lewis Hamilton, even though that is just bullshit. But then they gaslit the hell out of Norris into saying that, you know, think of all the Sunday team meetings and you don't win without a team and all this bullshit to try and make him look like the bad guy when they were the ones who had screwed it up. And then post-race, Oscar crosses, and what should be the greatest moment of his career, you hear in his team radio, he says sorry for making the end of the race a little bit, you know, sketchy.
Thanks for the coordination. Yeah, sorry. I made the swap a little bit more painful than it needed to be, but yeah, thank you, appreciate that.
He's not enjoying what has just happened, nor should he, because it was completely botched and all done from the McLaren pit wall. We should be having countless stories on Oscar Piastri, race winner and whatnot, but yet we're just, his first win is now shrouded in this cock-up thanks to McLaren.
If Lando claimed that win, I would have had no problem with Lando doing it. He was 6 seconds ahead of Piastri when he eventually, like, gave up the position.
Yeah.
He was 6 seconds ahead. He drove the wheels off that car at the end to get ahead. He shouldn't have been in that position anyway, but he might have done that. He might have been in that position to be able to do that if they just raced.
It's overshadowed what was actually a hell of a race, because the old Max came out, the little scrappy, selfish bastard came out, tried to take Lewis Hamilton out. Like, it's just, yeah, it was such a good race, but it's just all because of McLaren's idiocy that we're sitting here going, well, that sucked.
I really felt like it was Australia Day, because Daniel Ricciardo got screwed over by his team as well. Why they pitted on the 7th lap? What the hell was that going to do? They pitted him from, like, 9th into last.
As soon as I pulled in, the car's on soft, I'd pulled in, we're on a medium, let's go, let's use our clear air, use the pace we got. And then we come out in traffic and it's just DRS train, and for what? We're all then on the same tyre, and that was one of the worst ones I've had in 250 something races. That was a long old frustrating race where I just had a lot of anger.
And it was a weekend where Ricciardo could have actually made some waves, because Perez's qualifying was such an unmitigated disaster of a performance. Like, I'm shocked. I'm almost shocked that Red Bull didn't sack him on the spot for that. I don't see how they can hold on to Ricciardo. I don't see how they can hold on to Perez. The only person that I can see them, like Yuki did enough and he stayed out of trouble. But, like, the team just, like, stuffed Ricciardo massively. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Like, unless they're trying to get rid of him, but then why not just get rid of him?
Yeah. Well, if you're going to make that big of a up, what's the point, sort of thing? Like, if your goal is to get Liam Lawson in, just get Liam Lawson in.
Put him in.
Don't muck about with all this stuff, but
put him in, keep Perez in there for the rest of the season. He's going to up. But then you go Yuki and Liam, you're fighting for the main seat, and then bring whoever's best from F2 or whoever's next in the Red Bull thing. But, like, if you don't want Ricciardo there, don't drive him like this. Like, it's just horrific what what they did. Like, that was just, and it's not like it's the first time. This is like a regular occurrence now. Yeah. And you turn around and you go like, oh, Ricciardo finished 12th. Ricciardo finished. The strategy that he has faced over the last, and it's not just at RBs, it was at McLaren as well. Obviously, he didn't drive very well at McLaren, but my God, they put him in bad positions all the time. And, like, I know that the team was completely built around Lando, but, God, you're just, like, screwing your team up and screwing the teammate up just to be able to, like, give your number one driver the best that they possibly can. Why not give them both a decent strategy? Just this covering off shit was just a joke yesterday.
This may be it, right hand, and he's down for a third time. And now wave it off. There is a new king of violence, and his name is Jake Paul.
Your winner by TKO and Gaio, Jake Paul.
Talk about Jake Paul, who won again in a fight that no one really cared for, nor did it matter.
Yes, he's beaten another former UFC bare-knuckled fighting championship fighter in Mike Perry in the 6th round. I'm surprised it went 6 rounds because he got 3 knockdowns on the way. But God, this Jake Paul stuff is just farcical. You could argue from a pure boxing standpoint, Jake Paul is getting better. He is improving, but he's also fighting guys who fight at middleweight and are nowhere near the size of him, and he's never a chance of losing these fights. It's just an absolute joke.
What pisses me off the most about this is when he runs his mouth and says, I'm the best at this. I am changing boxing. I'm the king of boxing. Fucking shut the f*** up. You are fighting MMA fighters who are out of the game and long been out of the game, who don't really understand what boxing is.
I would call you out on that. I'll call you up on that point of not changing boxing. He is changing boxing, and I don't know if it's for the best. It's bringing a new audience. It's bringing new audience. It like undoubtedly it's bring. I mean, the Hawk Tour girl was in the front row for this. Like it's a sideshow. Like it's become a sideshow with that type of stuff. Like in Australia, our version is the footy fight night ones, or the Barry Hall thing the other week, which was absolutely disgusting that he was allowed to fight because
terrible.
I remember at the end of that fight, I turned to, I was doing it at home, and I turned to my wife and I was like, they should never have let him into the ring at all. He's a 48-year-old man who came in and like got his ass whooped on one punch that didn't even land. The marketing stuff that he's doing around boxing, fantastic. He's made Amanda Serrano a name in women's boxing. He's done some like quite good things for some people in boxing.
The only reason people are tuning into his fights is because every single person wants the same thing, is to see this kid get knocked out.
Let's hope that he does actually fight Mike Tyson, a 59-year-old guy who can't walk, who has a stomach ulcer to like lead him out of to postpone this fight. Let's hope that Tyson brings his best one last time and knocks him out in the first round.